My name is Rob Wiener. I'm EAM Architect is my title. Just have my hands in the EAM system, help to implement it at the current location I'm at now. I've been through several other utilities as well in the same space. Well, the User Advisory Board is a customer-led work group that we have. I've had it for many, many years. I've been involved with it since probably about 2015, but it's been around for much longer than that. It's always been sponsored by the company, but it's a separate arm where it's customer-led. So it's a cross-section of all different customer groups, different sectors of the business that all use the product, all love the product, and that want to take time out of our busy schedules to kind of get together, discuss things, give feedback to the company on new offerings, things of that nature, things we're seeing that could be improved on, things we're seeing that are going very well, and also to share information with each other, help each other out. Usually somebody has a solution, and it's not just customers as well. It also has some of the partners and some Octave folks as well that are on there as well and do contribute. Statistically speaking, most people use maybe 30% of their asset management system. They typically don't use most of it, because they don't know a lot of it's there. And also some of it can be intimidating or daunting. But when you show people that a lot of these things are built to be fairly simplistic to get you going, you can always make them more complex. But the base start is usually fairly simple to get going. We were just talking to some customers about the approval workflows. We just had a session on that. And some people felt it was more daunting than they were willing to take on. So when I explained to them how we do it or how I did it, it hopefully broke down some of those barriers. Our catalog request. That was something that for years, almost every customer in the world had some way of putting new parts into the system and having them reviewed. Most people clone the parts screen or use the user-defined screen, but once again, it was not something native out of the box. It was something we kept saying, hey, if everybody's doing this, why not just make a custom screen or a standard screen that does this? That was heard and that was developed. Now it's in process, it's out there. I think it was released in November. We are currently using it and some other customers are starting to catch on with it. It also, the nice part about that conversation was development explaining to us what the complexity was, why you couldn't just put a status on the screen and move on, where there's a lot of behind the scenes mechanics and processes that run when you change these statuses. The screen was never designed for it, so how do we approach that? Also was engaging as they were developing between members of the board and also development, saying, hey, here's where we're at. What do you think? What can we add? Does this look right? So that was definitely a win for the board and a win for Octave as well, because now it's a tool we have that we didn't have a year ago. Most customer supplier relationships, a lot of times they only want to hear from you when the contract's up or when they can sell you something else. Most of the times when I deal with Octave, it's not about a sale. It's about, hey, how can we help you? How can we strengthen a relationship? What is it that we can do for you? And how do we help each other? Seeing newer customers wanting to be involved, taking the time out. When we're asking them to review the ideas, they're actually coming to the next meeting with those ideas reviewed. Because once again, this is totally voluntary and this is totally customer driven. So this is in addition to your normal workload, which everybody knows everyone's at capacity. So that's encouraging to me that people are willing to be involved and show up on a regular basis and keep it positive. Asset management software is not going to fix your problems, it's going to accentuate your problems. And it's not about the tool, it's about the process that drives it that's really going to make or break you in this world.